My lovely name is Lynkie Kange'ethe. We do corporate events management under Lynkie Event Ltd. Wow, it's amazing how I grew up. I love fun. I'm a fun person. I just love parties and putting things together. And it's just realizing that every party I went to and every event that I attended, I wanted to put things in place. And I remember doing Miss Universities, because universities used to have, competitions on their own. And the first Miss University that I did was in Carnival, and I brought all the universities together and we did a competition. And that was one of the most amazing things. I was like, wow, this was such a take. I'm from a family of 5, being number 4. Of course, the space between me and my older brother was like 10 years. So just say that I had to mature quite fast. I didn't have time to be the baby, and of course, being left alone, I had to look for activities to do, and I put myself busy in school, after school, and that is what I liked to do. Other activities besides schools, and that's creating events. We are a corporate events company that deals to end of event management. That is from supplier management to on-site management, event booking. We make sure that the client sits down, relax, and we definitely do everything for them. How good is that? Yes. We are here to create memorable events and everything that is entailed to make that happen. We usually do that, especially on where we want to have individualized concepts on events and make sure that it turns out to be amazing and unique per our client specifications. So we go out and make sure that we are transforming that event to make it memorable. I have been a lady for fashion, and apparently fashion and events just seem to link up. I started doing events way back in campus, and I just did one huge event at KICC where we had a seating of 5,000 and sold 4,000 books. And one of my clients just, sat me down and told me, I don't know what you're doing, girl. You just need to get out into events. And because I was doing it as a side hustle, they were like, this is actually not a side hustle. This is what you are cut out to do. Just go out and do it. And because I loved it so much that I could go out and do an event for free, because I love order, I love organizing things, and I would go out and make sure things are done. And that's what now made me decide that this is what I wake up every day doing, what I love to do. I love events planning. Events planning mostly requires your skills, creativity, and of course, just understanding who are the best vendors and which are the best venues. So mostly, if you get a client to come in and do an event, you literally don't need quite such huge capital to instill in it. What you need actually is your creativity, mostly, that you actually need. And of course, getting the right team on board to make sure that things are done really well. One of the challenges that we faced as we started off is having suppliers who are not keen on excellence and delivery in terms of prompt, timely delivery. And for us, it has to be excellent, and that was quite a big challenge. And how to sort it out, we decided to create a docket of supplier officer in our organization where we are able to vet in and have the best. And if they don't have the best and they're not able to deliver, then we just are not able to have them. So that's one of the things that we decided. If you have to be in our supplier list, you have to actually just make sure that everything that is entailed to be done in terms of excellence has to be in place. One of the key things that we realize is that we just don't want to do an event like maybe launch a book And after that, the author has no idea how to penetrate his brand, him as an author, and the book into the market. So we created something that we call a brand strategy for the authors to be able to push their brand out into the market. And one of the interesting, features and stories that we've had are some of the books that we've launched right here. And one was for Peppermint Number. That was quite an amazing, one of the amazing sales. And we had another one of Why Not Me? And one of the things I love about authors is that, they give their stories, like, why not me? So standing out makes it very memorable. And one of them that we also did on the journey is Overcoming the Impossible. And even for this, for Global Network Investments, we did, a launch for her company. And we help her push her brand into the market. And it is amazing to say that for now, she has actually received 7 awards and going on to more. So it is not about just doing an event. It is going more and above to make sure that our clients are able to push their brands into the market. I've had amazing experiences, and one of the things I have realized about life is that never give up, because you start in something and you get hinges over the way. But one of the things that I have learned is to just make sure that I'm very consistent about what I am doing. If I take in a project, I go all in out and just, have fun in it, even in the difficulty of it. But the most fulfilling things about the experiences is that to just imagine. And especially for events, there's a lot of back and forth. And at times you get people who are not very much responsive, but you're going to get going. And one of the most interesting things is that you find out that at the end of the road, it was worth the journey. I think one of the most important things about Lynkie Event is that we want to make sure that our clients are happy. And besides them being happy, we want to make sure that their brand presence in the market is just out there. That is our core. And we want to make sure that that event is memorable. It sticks in people's mind and the client is seated feeling happy that things were done seamlessly for them. For us in the team, we really need people that are very creative, because events is about creating an experience, and it has to be an experience that is new. And that is the most amazing thing that we like about our team. We have to keep having different ideas every other time. Events needs a lot of dedication. At times you go late nights and early mornings throughout projects. And for us, you have to have a passion for events, because it's about putting yourself and immersing yourself into those projects and into those events to make it memorable. But we make sure that we have fun doing it though. And the other thing is we want people that are able to give over and above what we have quoted to the clients, because excellence means that you are not average. You are actually going more and above what you give. And for us here, excellence is our call. If it's not excellence, then it's not done. We've had interesting experiences, and at times when you get into events, you think it's this kind of fun thing to do. And you just imagine that you are the one to do the work and the clients have the fun part of it. So it's a lot of work. So you eventually realize that you have to keep sleeving up every time and making sure that the work is done. And making sure that all of you are happy at the end of the day. So that happens every time when we are doing our hiring, because people get excited and they're like, wow, we want to get into this events company. I promise you it's fun, but there's a lot of work entailed into putting things together. One of the key things that we've realized is that getting key partners in our organization is actually very important, especially where events involves a lot of partnership in terms of hotels and suppliers. And that's one of the things that we've put in very key in our organization, just making sure that we are partnering with the people that are able to deliver that which we are looking for in terms of excellence and proper delivery, so that our clients are happy at the end of the day and they also get value for what they're putting into it. I think for us in events, technology is one of those things that you cannot say no to, because for you to push an event, you have to be out there into, the techie. You have to be on the social media. You have to be in LinkedIn and Twitter and trending the event out there. So that is actually very core for us. And that's one of the essential things that we need for the team, to be very techie. What are the ideas that we can help our clients push their brand into the techie. And of course, in terms of ticketing, we always want to make it easier for the clients to make sure that there's a seamless effort where it comes to, you know, the trend and the flow of the event. So for us, technology is actually very key into the team. One of the crazy decisions I decided, you know, to do is taking an event within, you know, 2 days. That meant that we had to do the event within 48 hours and not actually even sleep at all, because someone else had been given to deliver, but they didn't deliver, and we had to take in what had been built over and change it and make sure within that 48 hours the event has happened and things are done. But I promise you, things got done. We've had interesting projects on board, and maybe one of them was launching Pepper Minamba's book way back. And we did a lot of brand strategy and going out there to just make sure things are done. And I remember I was inside KICC and the team called me outside and told me that the line is from the entrance until outside KICC. And that was just so amazing. You know, that we were forecast to get 2,000 audience, but we eventually got 4,000 in a seating. And that's one of the most fulfilling things, that if you give more and much above, then it actually comes back. And that was really one of those, you know, amazing events that we've done. And of course, for Imaniworks, the brand for the UK, and that is one of those that you just make sure that, you know, things are done, and we went all out to just make sure that that book launch had been done, and it was a success. Even when the client was in UK, she just came to attend to her event. And that's so fulfilling, making sure that everything is done for the client and they become a guest to their event. How good can that be? There's a lot of things that have, you know, been put in place to make sure that the events industry is revolving each time, and that's of course in terms of technology and making sure that we have, you know, in terms of top line on putting things in place. And we are looking forward to where we are going to have a 3D experience, and you're able to sit back and see from end to end what will actually happen in your event, rather than just assuming that, you know, your expectation in an event. And so events industry is going to know the 3D experience to just make sure that you're able to actually sit down and see it from and start to end. Someone coming into the events industry, we just need to realize there's quite a lot of work that is involved in making sure that you give your client the best in terms of service delivery. And getting the right team is important, because there are a lot of aspects in an event, and having the right team in terms of even people that are creatives in what they do, then you will make sure that everything is done in terms of teamwork and creativity, and make sure that things get done in an excellent way. I'm inspired by the fact that never give up in life, just keep moving. It may not look like it's working out, but it eventually does work out. And I think the most inspiring thing is just to know that God is there to back me up. And I'm a friend of the sovereign God. Everything can get done by His grace. So I think that keeps me moving. What defines success for me is making sure that the client is happy. If the client is happy, I call myself a successful lady. If projects are a success, then that is success. We are all happy and the client is happy. And of course, in supporting others' projects and supporting people, especially the youngsters. And I love young entrepreneurs. And of course, for me, being the Dean of Students at Business Incubation Africa, supporting those young entrepreneurs is one of the most inspiring things. And I call that success, that I'm able to hold their hand and I'm able to advise them 1 or 2, 3 things of the journey of entrepreneurship. Then for that, I call it success. Oh goodness, I love dancing salsa. is one of those amazing things, because salsa comes in as an exercise and a mode of relaxation. So I love dancing salsa. Latin dances are a top for me. And the other thing I like to do, I like going to the spa, you know, and just getting myself out there. And I love traveling. Traveling gives me different exposure in terms of business and people. I get new networks, because in business you have to keep refreshing your networks, and you cannot do that when you're in the same place. So traveling is one of those. I love fashion. I've always done fashion for a very long time, so that's my game. And I love Latin dances. Those are my two interesting things and stories that I want to tell. And of course, they can only be told under events formats. So those are my three amazing things.